Hi, Sally Ann here. Many women blame themselves for not eating perfectly, and I used to be one of them. Self-compassion is a powerful and evidence-based tool for mindful eating and lasting habit change. And this is why I've created this short training. Self-compassion is responding to your challenges with curiosity, understanding, and care, rather than criticism or shame. Eating habits are shaped by biology, emotions, culture, stress, and past diet experiences, not willpower. And changing habits requires us to change more than the food that's in our refrigerator, pantry, and freezer. Today, we're going to explore how being kinder to ourselves helps us change habits more easily. Self-compassion means treating yourself with the same kindness, understanding, and support that you would offer a good friend when you yourself are struggling. Instead of judging or criticizing yourself for mistakes, you notice what's happening. And this is being aware without the judgment, without that little voice in your head criticizing you all the time, what I often call negative self-talk. You acknowledge your feelings as human and valid, and you respond with care rather than blame. Self-compassion isn't letting yourself off the hook. It's recognizing that being imperfect is part of being human and offering yourself encouragement so you can learn and move forward. Without this awareness, you cannot get to the root cause or the true cause of your struggles with food. And self-compassion really matters in mindful eating because when we're self-critical, it triggers shame. That brings on stress. That brings on emotional eating and more shame. And this becomes a seemingly never-ending cycle. And of course, the more times we go through this cycle, the stronger it becomes. Self-compassion interrupts this cycle. It helps us to stay curious instead of judgmental. And it builds a supportive inner environment that allows gradual and sustainable change. When we treat ourselves like a friend, we stay motivated for longer. We make clearer choices. We notice hunger and satiety cues with less tension. It becomes more natural. I always remember one of my clients, Dawn, share with me, it kind of just seems natural. Don't have to put any effort in to checking whether I'm hungry or not. So self-compassion helps us move from I must be perfect to I am learning. So instead of judging, self-compassion lets you ask, what do I need right now? I now want to move on and look at 3 mental habits that really do indicate low levels of self-compassion. And the first habit might be familiar to you. I should be able to do this on my own. So there's possibly an underlying belief healthy eating is simple. If I can't do it alone, there's something wrong with me. Why might this be harmful? It creates isolation and shame. It minimizes the complexity of habit change and prevents you from getting the support that you need. An alternative belief might be, support makes change easier and I deserve support. This brings out a mindful curiosity. What would make this easier for me? And you might reframe healthy eating as a skill, not a moral test. And skills improve with guidance, practice, and accountability. I want to add in patience there as well. And my clients will be very familiar from the trainings in the Mindful Eating Foundations program, where every video ends with patience and practice and kindness. Taking a compassionate step. And that might be reaching out to a practitioner who's trained in nutrition and has expertise in changing eating habits as well. Habit 2. This might be familiar to you as well. I'm a failure because I can't stick to healthier eating. And an underlying belief might be, my struggle with food defines who I am. And this is really harmful because it creates all or nothing thinking around food. It's kind of, I'm on a diet, I'm off a diet, I'm eating well, I'm not eating well, there's good foods, there's bad foods. And what this kind of mindset leads to is giving up. And it disconnects you from your body signals and your own intuitive ability to eat in a way that truly nourishes you. So, and an alternative belief for this one might be every choice is feedback, not failure. Reframing this is really about seeing the struggles you have with food as data or information, not your actual identity. And it raises gentle curiosity, and you will start inquiring, what influenced my choice? Was it hunger? Was it habit? Was it stress? And will encourage you to take compassionate action, that one intentional step. And that might be returning to a mindful eating practice that has worked for you before, or reaching out to your practitioner for support and guidance. I think it's important for us all to remember it's not about failing, it's about learning what our needs are. And habit 3, I deserve a reward after my hard day. So the underlying belief here could be food is the main or only comfort available to me. It can become harmful because it links emotional soothing primarily to eating food. And it can override your hunger and satiety signals and reinforces that stress eating cycle or comfort eating cycle, which leads into that downward spiral of guilt, blame, and shame. So an alternative belief could be, I deserve comfort and there are many ways to nourish myself. You can start reframing this belief that you are worthy of comfort and care throughout your entire day. And food is just one of the many options available to you. And this is really starting to get us to think about self-care and what self-care means to us as an individual and why it's really important to maintain our well-being. This will also encourage you to ask, what am I really craving? Maybe it's rest, maybe it's connection, maybe it's pleasure, maybe it's affirmation for something you're wanting to achieve in your life. And it encourages you to create a menu of non-food soothing options such as taking rest, spending time in nature, listening to your favourite music, and taking out your journal to really get in touch with what's driving you to eat when you're not hungry. And I just want to say that it's not as if we never eat food just for the pleasure of eating, or for comfort for that matter. But when choosing food for comfort, do so mindfully. So a practical takeaway from this short training. For most of my clients, practicing self-compassion goes like this. Instead of saying, I stuffed up again, I'll never get this right, you say, I didn't eat how I planned today. That happens. What was going on for me? And what do I need now? So rather than just criticizing yourself, you become curious about how you can truly nourish yourself and sustain a healthier way of eating as well. You are not alone, and your food story is still unfolding. And I invite you to continue learning in a compassionate and supportive way. So maybe try one compassionate reframe this week. And make sure you subscribe to the Eating For You podcast, but also our YouTube channel where I share weekly trainings, and email me if you have a question. And the link to my email is provided with this training's notes. Thanks for listening, and I look forward to hearing about your mindful eating journey.